We are well into the season of the Haunted, and I'm assuming many of you are to the point where you're ready to start crafting your Drangs, or you're getting pretty close. I know my RNG was actually really rough at first. I ended up, focusing my guaranteed red border Drang 2 weeks in a row, and farming containment with friends for hours and hours to get that opulent umbral energy that I needed to focus Drangs specifically and just cross my fingers and hope for red borders. It is pretty pricey. Eventually I got all the ones that I needed and started diving into the crafting and subsequently build crafting for Drang. And in this video, I'm going to recommend a role that I think is the best option for controller users, whether you're on console or you're on PC and using a controller. This is the one that I've gotten the best consistency out of across all my Drangs. I've used lots of combinations and perks and builds, and there are two that really I ended up liking the most. One of them is a role that is really, it's tailor-made to synergize with two specific builds that I have on my solar subclasses, and the other is my all-around use it on any subclass or any build Drang, and that's the one that I'll be focusing on. But the other one, just to mention it really quick, is my Wellspring Incandescent role that is honestly just so freaking good in my Mantle of Battle Harmony build for my Warlock. Basically, I use the Mantle of Battle Harmony to get my super up really fast, and then I never use that super. I just keep it cooled down, and instead, I get built-in Rampage with the Mantle, and then Wellspring stacks with 2XS, the Origin trait on the Drang, to give me extra ability energy, and I have abilities for days, just chucking Celestial Fire everywhere in almost every engagement, and I'm using the artifact mod on my helmet that gives me even more ability energy on 2XS. So it's kind of nutty. I'll have to show it to you in a video sometime soon. But that's not this video. This video is all about the best all-around Drang for controller users that you can have success with regardless of what class or build you're using. Here's the one that I crafted for this purpose. I've got Corkscrew Rifling on the barrel for +5 stability, range, and handling. It's one of the best barrels out there because all it does is just give bonuses in 3 very important categories. You could absolutely go with Hammer Forged for that just +10 range, but I find that too many range buffs start to get a little redundant on this thing. Besides, you don't have ricochet rounds on the Drang, so you're gonna be going with accurized rounds in the mag slot for that +10 range anyways. So with the perks that I have on, we're already almost doubling the base range of the Drang anyway, and the added zoom value of the Drang gives it built-in rangefinder basically, so you get the idea. You can't take duels at deeper ranges though if the barrel is kicking too much. So we're going to try and get a little extra stability with that barrel option being Corkscrew, and we're going to get some extra stability with our perk choices in the other columns as well. In the first main column, we've got Enhanced Moving Target. This is going to give us +10 aim assist and a 3% reduction to the movement penalty while aiming down the sights. The enhanced version of the perk bumps that 10 aim assist up just a little bit more. We're not really sure what the exact value on that aim assist buff is yet, but we know it's small, so it's most likely between 3 and 5. Moving Target is an optimal perk on sidearms given how often we're moving while using them, and obviously the zoom value on the Drang is one of the biggest strengths. So you're going to want to be leveraging that and zooming in with the gun anyway. So Moving Target is almost always going to be helping you just in the background, just a passive buff that's going to make the gun do what you want it to do more often. In the second column, we're going with Enhanced Zen Moment. Yes, there's Rampage. Yes, there's Swashbuckler. But I'm going to give it to you straight here. Drang isn't even in the top 3 sidearms in the energy slot for chaining kills. It's a raw dueling gun. It's great in 3s specifically. But for kill chaining, you've got some much better sidearms with perks in both columns that help make that happen. Drang has nothing in the first column really that's all about kill chaining, while other energy sidearms have, like that Killing Wind and multi-kill clip combo or Killing Wind Rampage, much more. With Drang, we want to take what's already good about it and lean into that identity more. One of the biggest issues with Drang is that it frequently wants to give you these ghost bullets where inexplicably the gun just doesn't register that damage. And sometimes I actually go back and I play my kills back in slow motion, and while the gun should kill in 4 to 6 bullets, I actually fire about 8. before the target drops. Even though my reticle never left the enemy. It's weird. It really is. Just some of the bullets just seem to randomly decide that they're not going to register damage. I don't get it. And it is something that I've known about Drang for a long time. I felt the same way. I even commented on that way back when Drang Baroque came out with the Season of Opulence. So it's something that I've been aware of. And then even before then, when the Sturm and Drang combo in year 1 was popular, and I actually mained Sturm and Drang for a while, and I always noted, I feel like Drang is holding Sturm back just because sometimes it doesn't want to consistently register damage. It's strange. But Zen Moment is going to help minimize those instances. As you're doing damage with this weapon, each consecutive shot is going to grant a stacking bonus that's going to reduce the maximum recoil angle and reduce weapon shake. But then there's more. Specifically on controllers, not on mouse and keyboard, but on controllers, it's also going to remove the reticle bounce as if you were shooting the weapon on a mouse and keyboard, and that is huge. I mean, how often do you look at M&K gunplay and think, dang, I wish my reticle was that steady when I was shooting. Well, you can have that mid-duel with Zen Moment. Now, the enhanced version of the perk it's also going to just flat out grant you a passive, always active, +5 stability buff. So looping back to the corkscrew rifling, this is going to stack with that to give you a flat out +10 stability buff, bringing your total stability up to 75, and that's a lot. So that right there is the role that I believe is going to give the best general consistency out of your Drang as a controller user. So just a straight up dueling gun. And the Drang with that added zoom value is pretty good at getting that optimal 0.6 second TTK for headshot kill. So I can't emphasize enough that this sidearm, it isn't like most sidearms in that regard. A lot of people are saying Drang is the king of sidearms, but if you aren't taking advantage of that zoom value and really treating it like a pocket precision weapon, then you're not going to have a lot of success with it. Other sidearms are actually much better miniature spam cannons, but that's not Drang, so don't treat it like that. Drang, it only shines when you understand what it does well and you lean into that specifically. So best of luck in all of your farming endeavors. I hope you get all the red borders that you need in order to craft your own Drang. I know there's a lot of farming guides out there for getting your red borders. Personally, I did not find the like chest farm strategy in the patrol zones to be all that lucrative once you unlock the ability to focus umbrals. It's just, I mean, it's RNG either way, but that felt like too much RNG. I had to, and it was really involved. Like I had to be really focused up while doing those farming strats because, you know, I'm on my Dawnblade specifically with Icarus Dash, with an Eager Edge sword, looking for those chests to spawn. And if they're close enough to a loading zone, then you open up the chest and then you Eager Edge and Icarus Dash out into the next zone, load into the next zone, then pull a 180 and Eager Edge, Icarus Dash all the way back in, and you're trying to beat the clock so that you can loot the same chest twice. It was a lot of work, and it felt much too involved. And when I'm doing farm and stuff like that, like I just want to put on some Spotify and space out and just shoot stuff and be rewarded for it. So that farming strategy to me had diminishing returns. Once you get to the point where you can focus your umbrals, I feel like you're better off just playing containment. I just opened up my fire team and told clanmates, hop in. I'm not on the mic, but I'm listening to music. And we just banged them out, and in 1 hour you can usually get enough opulent umbral energy to focus 3 opulent drops to get your red borders. You just cross your fingers, and in that time you're probably going to get a key or 2 or 3, an opulent key. So when you get those, you just run to the zone you got to go to, open the chest, and run back. And I found that to be the most optimal way of doing it, and that way you're also potentially getting red border Season of the Haunted drops as well on top of that. So I think that's the best bang for your buck once you've leveled up the Crown of Sorrow. But anyways, let me know what's been your favorite perk combination so far on the Drang this season and why. How many red borders do you have left to get before you can craft your own? Let me know in the comments. Thanks as always for watching my video today. You're hearing banging in the background right now. I apologize. Just as a polite reminder, I've got an addition going up on the house right now, and we've got workers here all the time. So it's hard to really find a good moment during the day to record commentary without noise in the background, just sort of part of the process. And that's why there haven't been as many streams lately as well. So once they get the bulk of that work done, it should quiet up enough that I can do some more live streaming. But feel free to leave a like on the video, only if you enjoyed it, and consider subscribing for additional Destiny 2 content. Side note, one of my goals this summer is to hit that 300,000 subscriber milestone. And according to my analytics, about 75% of my current viewers on my videos aren't subscribers to the channel. So if you've enjoyed any of my content, would you consider tapping that subscribe button and helping me reach that milestone? That sub count's really helpful for like leveraging things like better rates for sponsored content and things of the sort, so I'd really appreciate it. Thanks again, be warm and well fed, my friends, and I hope to catch you in the Crucible.